morning, everyone. We're in Idaho. Just loaded here. We unloaded first thing in the morning in Spokane, Washington, and then drove just across the border to Idaho here. Loaded wood pellets, not pallets, pellets, like for the fire stove, oven, heating.
In 1/4 mile, turn right on Idaho 53.
Printer still on? Or the camera's not connecting to the phone. There's a train sitting there. Jess, if you can look out of your window to make sure there's no train coming out that way.
Turn right at the stop sign.
All clear? She nods yes. There have been a lot of trains here today, so and these signs or these railway markers have been known to fail a lot. Look at the studies of how often those rail markers fail. It's quite scary, actually. Don't rely on the marker. Still look both directions. You never know. Far enough into Idaho that we're gonna take Idaho to Madeline Falls. Go up to Old Town and there head up to Madeline Falls. Just a tiny little bit overweight according to my math, but my math usually is out by a couple of 200-300 pounds, so my math usually says I'm heavier than we are, so we should be good for weight. It's going to be right on the line. If we have to pull into a scale, we should be good, but it's very close to our max weight. Slept really good last night. Went to bed a little early too, but that's okay. Had a really crappy night's sleep of sleep the night before that, so. Sutco chip truck here. Wonder where he's based out of. Probably Selma. 2 UPS trucks in front of us. Yeah, it's been kind of raining all night. Put my big cowboy hard hat on to keep the rain off my shoulders. Jess says she likes it. What's that? Oh, we're going to be driving in snow today. With the amount of rain we were getting here, the passes are going to have snow. Madeline Falls might be interesting, but Paulson will definitely have snow. So we should get up to we're delivering this load in Nelson. We should be able to deliver the Nelson around 1 or 2 p.m. and then probably get loaded at Kolesnikov. So we actually have a haul back going north across to Canada. So We'll have to make sure that our customs paperwork is all cleared before we cross the border, but should be good. Check with dispatch before we head to the border. We get cell service in Madeline Falls, I believe. Yep, right at the top of the hill, we're in Chain-Off area. I still get cell service there. So that's the place I'm gonna stop. Check with dispatch. Oh, there's two trains parked side by side here. Because I know last time we picked up this same load, the same product over here, there was issues with paperwork. There's another train down there. There's a lot of trains parked here. Or we're just too fast. It takes longer to clear because we're pretty close to the border, so it doesn't take long to get to the border. What, 2 hours? Not even, hour and a half? Hour and a half, 2 hours to the border. So if there's any kind of problems with custom paperwork, 2 hours is too fast. Oh, I have my fan override on for some reason.
Smashing buttons.
Just smashing buttons. Yeah, when you're running on flat roads like this, you don't have to do a lot of work in the truck. I'm not really hitting any buttons, but as soon as you start climbing a mountain in the winter, I'm hitting the power divider lock, I'm hitting the differential axle lock, that's 3 buttons right there. I'm hitting the fan override if we're going downhill. I'm also working on the engine brake button and then different settings of the engine brakes, clicking back and forth the whole time.
While trying to drive.
While trying to drive. Oh yeah, and then you have to hit the hazard light button as soon as you get slowed her down. Yeah, gotta do a lot of work in here. It's not just sitting behind the steering wheel and driving. Oh yeah, and then you're also hitting the buttons to shift gears. This is automatic, but when you're climbing mountains and going down mountains, you're manually controlling those gears. Especially on icy road, the automatic doesn't know what to do when the wheels start spinning. Better be ready for that. So I just run in manual mode, climbing and descending mountains. Yeah, quite a bit of snow on the shoulders here. Quite a bit of slush on the road here too. On the sides of the road, so definitely snowed overnight. Should be an interesting drive back home. Kind of go up into the boonies of Idaho. Jess is giving the toaster a dirty look because it's vibrating. We're on bumpy roads. You're gonna fix it. She swears she's gonna fix the vibration in the toaster. We'll see about that. You're saying the rope I have holding the printer in place is too tight. It has to be tight to keep it in place.
Yeah, but I can make sure you're getting it off the scan too.
You know, the hook, twist it a little bit, and it'll be easier to come off.
Yeah, I tried that. So used to driving.
I'll stick with driving.
I was impressed with that toaster.
Yeah, we used the toaster oven yesterday for, we had the ground beef tacos. Yeah, it's really good. I asked customs about raw foods I can bring across the border. And he says as long as it's just for personal use, I can bring any kind of raw foods across, you know, any meats. Except for lamb and goat, only and wild game. Lamb, goat, and any wild game. So I can't bring any wild game across. So if you're trucking and you got toaster oven in their truck, you can bring raw chicken and raw pork and raw beef. Turkey, can't forget the turkey.
Fish too, that was smelling.
Yeah, I don't want to have fish in here and smelling up the truck. Oh, there's some turkey right there. Let's pick up some turkey. You'd think they'd be pretty easy to catch because the turkeys are fairly tame.
Yeah.
Just walk around them with a big net, although they can fly up a tree. They're not like tame turkeys, they can actually fly. I missed a policeman. Lights are not flashing, which is, I guess they only flash in the morning and the evening when the kids are out about. That makes sense. The buffalo, statue of a buffalo, just to clarify. Oh yeah, buffalo do not exist in North America. I know. Buffalo? You've seen the buffalo in North America? No. By the definition of the word, some settler called them a buffalo when they're not a buffalo. They're just a bison. North America does not have buffalo. It is a fun word to say. Don't believe me? Look it up. Look it up. I know we all call it buffalo. We all know what we mean when we say buffalo in North America, but technically, there is no such thing as a buffalo. But there are bison. Yeah, definitely got a good layer of snow here last night. Got your wish, Jess. Got your wish. I'd much rather have snow than broken down trucks, so I'm okay with this. Guys with no lights on. See, we've caught up with a garbage truck. Game crossing. What game are they playing to cross? Frogger? They must be playing Frogger. Only 2 lanes, so it must be like the first level. Snowplow. Have I played Hungry Hippo? Yeah.
I've seen a version for human.
Yeah, I've seen human size Hungry Hippo. You lay on a little cart thing and then someone with a rope pulls you back. You have a big bucket. Yeah. We've played that at a Sutco at a Sutco picnic thing in fall. We did that in the gym with the kids. What are you doing, guys?
Somebody wants to go there.
Yeah, and this pickup is doing silly things.
That's their main destination.
He's chained up, the pickup. Took the wrong exit and decided to just back up. There's people waiting behind him. So if that pickup's chained up, that probably means those lights are flashing. Let's not speed up any further. That means all the side roads are probably packed with snow and not plowed yet. Yeah, the side roads look pretty rough. In fact, this doesn't look like it's plowed either, the main road itself, because there's so much slush to the side. Still school crossings here. Yeah, it definitely looks like a beautiful winter wonderland in this town. What town is this? Spirit Lake Elementary.
Spirit Lake.
So probably Spirit Lake. Doesn't mean it's Spirit Lake, but the elementary school is called Spirit Lake.
The library is Spirit Lake.
The library is Spirit Lake as well? Okay. In school zone. Spirit Lake Church. What is these? Spirit Lake Family Dining. I think Spirit Lake is a safe assumption that the town's name is Spirit Lake.
See, to me, this is the type of weather I want to have a cabin, fireplace.
Yeah, this would definitely be a great place for a cabin and sitting in a cabin around the fireplace. Yep. Yeah, they could definitely get some postcard photos out of this. Oh, playing Frogger on this end of town too. There's actually some compact snow on here from the previous snowfall. We've got everything kind of organized again. There's still some things left to be organized in the back, but we're pretty much moved back into the truck. settling in. Truck needs a good vacuum though, but good cleaning, get all the dust off the dashboard and doors and stuff. But it's such a muddy time of year. I'm always getting into the truck muddy and dirty, and it's so hard to keep anything clean. I mean, if I spent as much time cleaning as some other truck drivers did, it'd be easy to clean, but I wouldn't get as many miles in either. The roads are so narrow up here. No shoulder. No room for any error. Their snowy trees are gone. They are. Well, we'll see what Madeline Falls feels like. Must have been a little more breezy here. The snow didn't stick on top of the trees. Sounds like we got some change of plans. So apparently we're not delivering this whole load to the same location now. We are, instead of delivering it all to Nelson, we're now delivering it to, half of it to Trail first and then the other half to Nelson. So that means we've got to make a bunch of photocopies of the paperwork, scribble out numbers, put down don't write down 15 on any of the paperwork yet, just in case when they say half, they don't mean exactly half. Some big snowflakes here now, getting into the snow. Yeah, it was kind of slushing. Yeah, it's melting as soon as it hits here. It's also melting as soon as it hits the road, but there's some big snowflakes in here. The weather keeps changing so rapidly. It looks like it's actually sticking to the road here. Except for the main lines here, it's starting to stick. It's still brown, but it is sticking here. These are the kind of snowflakes you want to catch on your tongue, huh? Yeah. You're a dork. You can be a kid. So yeah, we only have one copy of paperwork. We need 2 copies for each location, so you're going to need to make 3 copies, and also write out the Sutco bill of lading. We have to write that out instead of just for one location. You have to write it out for 2 locations. But yeah, once we're there, don't scribble out the numbers until we know exactly how many they're taking. It's 15 and 15. We've got 30 pallets of wood pellets. Yeah, I guess maybe they have 2 2 orders coming here, and both locations might be out, so they're like, wait, one order's coming today, another one's coming in 2 days from now or whatever. Let's split both of those orders 50-50, so that both locations at least have some. Both yards are easy to get into, so it should be no problem. And the snowflakes are gone, and it's back to rain. Rapidly changing weather, that kind of day. So we're not going to stop by Sutco home office then, because we're not taking different routing now. The only thing I would have done there was dropping off paperwork anyway, so. Don't need any kind of. I got enough washer fluid. I've got straps. I've got no reason for me to stop there, and I only have a couple of days worth of paperwork, so we're good. We're good. What is that in the tree? Garbage bag? It's weird. It looked kind of like a garbage bag, but it looks like it's placed there on purpose for some reason. The railroad beside us is out of service, so it's covered in snow. Oh, and apparently some trees over the railroad line too. Yeah, it'd be a beautiful trail if they ripped up the railroad and made it into a biking trail along the river. It would be a gorgeous trail. Yeah, placed some good campgrounds here, yeah. Yeah, I could see that being some good getaways. Really getaway. I don't know if there's cell service here or not. Yeah, there's a couple of bars. So there's basic cell service, but nice to get out of the way in the boonies. And I'd say we're about halfway between. Now we're getting closer than that. We're approaching Madeline Falls. There's the other town first, Ion or something like that. Yeah, I'm finding these roads quite beautiful to drive along. Quite beautiful. haven't exactly said where we are. We're on Highway 20 northbound in Washington. Yeah, it's one of those roads that you'd think it's in the middle of nowhere. It'd be a boring highway, but with the seasons changing, it's always an interesting highway. It's not a boring highway. Unlike some highways where you have trees like this, you get only trees like this, and it gets kind of boring. But you keep getting viewpoints of rivers, and it's quite beautiful. It's strange to me that I find Highway 33 a boring highway and this one not a boring highway, even though they're super, super similar.
I take this one every day.
I don't take Highway 33 every day either. I don't know why I consider that one more boring. You're following a river there too, and there's some beautiful scenery there too. But I consider that one a boring highway and this one not, and they're very similar. And I know some of you guys think that Highway 33 is absolutely a beautiful highway, but
Makes me think that.
yeah, it's just like, what's the difference? Why do I find this one more interesting than... You do see a lot more river. Obviously not right now, but...
Trees have broken up more and more.
Yeah, you have more... The terrain changes more, I guess. Highway 33 is more just trees, 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 trees. 27 miles to the border. I asked dispatch if our customs paperwork has been cleared, and yes, it has. We got a trip number, so we're good to go. Ion 4 miles, Madeline 12 miles. Got to change my GPS to go to trail first. Thinking of that sign said "Go Rangers." I bet you could live almost anywhere and know of a team called "Go Cougars," or so many schools, and they all have the same name, right? It's like Cougars, Lions, and Rangers, and Kings, and I did like that about our high school. I have never seen our high school name anywhere else in all my travels. That is the only team name I've seen with that name. Now, having said, our town name was Winkler Flyers. That was the town hockey team. So Flyers are all, there's lots of Flyers. But the high school are basketball, volleyball, football, soccer, hockey. Well, hockey isn't the first thing on the list, but still. We were called the Zodiacs. I have never heard of another school named Zodiacs. We didn't have a team mascot. How do you make a Zodiac team mascot? You need 12 mascots, I guess. And we had a lot of banners in that gym. A lot of victories, a lot of wins. But yeah, I bet you guys all live near a team called the Cougars or the Lions. What? What's your high school name? Wolverines? No, Wolverines are quite odd. Is it Cougars?
Coyotes.
Coyotes, right. Coyotes.
Exactly what their niece about that when they were down. School names and school colors.
There's also like panthers. It's always cats and lots of cats.
What's the school colors? What color are the trees? No. They're black and red.
Yeah, I don't remember what color our jerseys were. I know the Zodiac sign was painted in red on the wall. And a very interesting name, Zodiacs, in a almost 100% Mennonite area. It's like you wouldn't expect the name Zodiacs in a very Mennonite Christian community, but it's unique. I like it.
I guess any animal could be taken around too, so.
Could be like a reach for the stars thing too, right? All right, we got the first of the 2 stops done. There we go. Got Jess to kind of look on the map. It's like, which way is faster? Going through Castlegar to Nelson or going through Salmo to Nelson? And it's actually a little bit faster going through Salmo. And we don't have to go through the scale, which are going to cost you 5-10 minutes just pulling in, depending how busy they are. So we'll climb this hill up to Rosemont. Doesn't sound right. Huh? Montrose. I'm like, it doesn't sound right. Something's wrong. Montrose.
You look at me, I'm like, I haven't been with you 2 months. I'm out of the loop here.
Montrose. That sounds, I'm like, it just doesn't sound right. Yeah, we can make some pretty decent speed up this hill with just half a US load. Like, definitely gonna go this way. And then we're going to Klesnikoff, loading there.
Yeah.
Heading to Lethbridge. Nice prairie run. Sounds like there's a good chance we're not gonna make it home this weekend.
Kinda wondering how the roads are.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the roads are that way. We got to do Kootenai Pass and all that. It'll probably be dark by the time we go over Kootenai Pass, but
Once you're unloading, I'll look at the cabin and see where we're starting.
Yeah, I asked them how many are, or they came to me and goes, how many bags are ours? I'm like, oh, I was told half, so I'm assuming 15. My paperwork says all 30 to Nelson, but I'm going to drop 15 here, and is going, is that all you can load? It's like, we used to get these loads in from Armstrong and we had over 40 pallets on there. Like, yeah, US load versus Canadian load. I told them that, yeah, this is max load. I said that might be just a touch overweight with a load like this. It just goes, unbelievable. It just goes, it was much better chipping them in with like higher quantities. But apparently the place in Armstrong no longer bags them in small bags. They only do bulk. And they need, a hardware store needs them in small bags.
Do you think the cost for them is pretty cheaper?
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently Armstrong said that their bagging machine broke, and to repair the bagging machine, they didn't make enough money on the bagged product to be worth bagging it separately. It goes, we're just going to keep selling bulk. And the place in Armstrong is a lot smaller of a place too. This one in Idaho is much bigger operation, so they can probably afford doing the bag stuff. Since in Armstrong they do the smaller quantity, it's not really worth doing the. Oh yeah, like a brown house with a very cool. It fits right in the blue door, but yeah, very blue door. I like that idea. You see that a lot in Newfoundland where the door is. Look, there's a blue house with a bright red door. In Newfoundland, we found there's a lot of people where the door is a completely different color, where sometimes it doesn't match at all with the house, but it's unique. It kind of jumps out at you, right? So it's beautiful.
I had to point that out.
Sorry, people that live in Rosemont, Montrose, mispronouncing your name. That was cool. They had a Hockey Canada sign out their door. So there's more people with different color doors.
Yeah.
That garage door there had very different color compared to.
They might have a lot of ties to the East Coast.
I don't know, who knows?
See, you see like a Newfoundland radio station over here or something? Or is that close to the Grand Forks?
Beaver Valley. So we'll head down to, or up to Nelson on Highway Creepy and then Highway 6.
That makes me laugh every time.
Highway 3B.
She listened to me earlier.
Oh, she did the voice command thing?
She wasn't used to me doing fun.
Still kind of raining, snowing, but so far the roads have been good, so it'll be interesting if we have to chain up on Kootenai Pass or not, but it seems like the weather's pretty good, so maybe if we can get there before it freezes up, we might get in luck and not have to chain up. If it gets late enough that it starts freezing up, we might be forced to chain up. But I think this video is probably long enough as is with all the little clips I've done. What's that?
We'll have to chain up.
Jess says there's mandatory chain up right now on Kootenai Pass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we'll probably have to chain up over Kootenai Pass.
She's going down. Kilometers west of the summit.
What's that? How many kilometers?
9 kilometers west of the summit.
So that's the last chain up before the summit. We'll go as far as we can go. If I feel any kind of spinning, I'll just pull out into the nearest pull out and chain up. If we know there's mandatory chain up, we might as well chain up further down if I start feeling any kind of slipping, because I prefer to chain up in a pull out over or spun out on the highway. Entering Fruitvale. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's been a pretty good day so far. Hope it continues, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the prairies if all goes to plan. Adios. Guys rock.